Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's video we got another game review recap to discuss here today. We're discussing the games that happened over the past 2 days on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're looking ahead to the games that are happening on Thursday and Friday. We'll do all of that coming up right now. Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here at the Internet Talker channel. Before we begin this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe down below. We are so close to 200 subscribers. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do it without you guys, so don't forget to subscribe. But we're going to do another game review recap in today's video. So we've got a couple of games that have happened over the past number of days. We had 10 games happen on Tuesday. We had 5 games happen on Wednesday, so we're going to recap all of those games. Plus look ahead to the games that are happening on Thursday and Friday and take a quick look at the standings as of today. So we'll start our today's video off with the 10 games that happened on Tuesday. So to start with, the Toronto Maple Leafs played New York Rangers. This was a really good, entertaining matchup between these two teams. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, they came out flying. They were up 4-1 at the end of the first period, including Matthews scoring his 20th goal. It looked like the Leafs were going to run away with this one, but they sort of slowed down in the second period. The Rangers got a couple of late second period goals, and that led to a 4-3 game entering the third period. But then the Leafs were able to get a couple of goals. First it was Marner, then this goal here from Austin Matthews. Remember, all clubs scored at Sportsnet, but Matthews got a second of the game, 4th point of the night, and 21st goal of the season. He was the first player to reach the 20-goal mark this year, and Matthews was able to lead the Rocket Sharp for at least the time being. He gave them a 6-3 lead, doubled them up. The Leafs would score one more goal to finish off this game, and the Leafs were able to get this win 7-3 over the New York Rangers. A fantastic win for Toronto Maple Leafs. They now have a 7-game point streak, and they improved to 15-6-5 on the season. So the Leafs were absolutely phenomenal. Meanwhile, for the New York Rangers, they dropped down to 19-7-1. Not really great stuff there from the Rangers, but still, they had a decent game. They made it close towards the start of the third period, but the Leafs were able to pull away and get the win. So a huge win there for the Leafs. Matthews, like I said, hit the 20-goal mark, had a 4-point night with 2 goals and 2 assists. Marner had a 3-point night with 2 goals and 8 assists. John Croak had a goal and 8 assists. Nylander had 2 assists. And Timmins and Kampf both also scored for the Leafs in the win. While for the Rangers, Wheeler scored twice. Zibanejad had a goal and 8 assists for Rangers in the loss. So once again, great stuff there from the top lines. Zibanejad, Wheeler, Kreider continue to put up points, but was not enough in this game for the Rangers to come away with a victory as they lose their third of 4 games. But the Leafs keep their point streak going with a huge, dominant 7-3 victory over the Rangers. So very good stuff there for Toronto. Then we saw the Carolina Hurricanes edge out the Ottawa Senators 4-1. Very good game there. Sens and Canes were tied 1-1 after 1, but then 3 straight goals from the Carolina Hurricanes in the second period really put them ahead, and the Ottawa Senators were never able to come back. Canes improved to 15-12-1. Sens are back below 500 at 11-12-0. So not great stuff there for the Ottawa Senators. Carolina, Aho had a 3-point with 2 goals and 8 assists. Shea had 2 assists, and Jarvis and Ignatius also scored for the Carolina Hurricanes in the win, while Norris was the lone goal scorer for the Ottawa Senators in the loss. So not great stuff there from the Ottawa Senators. They lose another game. It was another winnable game. They had another second period collapse like they did a week and a half ago against the Jackets, but still not great stuff there from Ottawa. Meanwhile, for Carolina, very good win. They're able to get back on the winning side of things after a huge losing streak in Western Canada, and they're able to get back to 3 games below 500. So really good stuff there for the Carolina Hurricanes. Then we saw the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Arizona Coyotes 4-2. Very good win there for the Penguins. Their power play was finally able to get going. They got a couple of power play goals in this game, and it really helped them win. They improved to 12-12-3, while they dropped the Arizona Coyotes to 13-13-2. So now both teams after this game were at 500. For the Pittsburgh Penguins, both Jake Carter and Jake Gensel had 2 goals. Meanwhile, for the Arizona Coyotes, Krause had a goal and an assist, and Michelli also scored for the Coyotes in the loss. So not a great game there from the Coyotes. Definitely a winnable game, and one they probably would want to have back. But it was a really close game, and they do wind up making it interesting, but the Penguins power play helps them get back up to 500, so very good stuff there for Pittsburgh. Then we saw the Detroit Red Wings in a back and forth game. They were leading at some points, they were behind at some points, wind up beating the St. Louis Blues 6-4. They're down 4-3, scored 3 in answer, were able to get the 6-4 victory to improve to 15-9-4, dropping the St. Louis Blues to their 4th straight loss of the season at 13-14-1. So Blues have now lost 4 straight. They're below 500. After this game, the Blues fired head coach Craig Berube, so this was not a great game there from the Blues, and the Red Wings were able to score 3 unanswered goals to get their first win in their last 4 games. So really good stuff there for the Red Wings. Raymond and Rasmussen both had a goal and an assist. Fileno had 2 assists, and Fabry, Bergeron, Seider, and Wallman also scored for the Red Wings in the win, while Hayes scored twice, and Scandella and Saad both also scored for the Blues in the loss. So Not a great game there from the St. Louis Blues. It was a really close game. They had a lead a couple of points here. They could have tried to shut it down, but the Wings are able to show their resiliency and come from behind and win. So really good stuff there for Red Wings. Meanwhile, for the Blues, this loss cost Craig Berube his job, and hopefully they are able to do a little bit better next time, as they are still now below 500 and out of the playoff spot at this point in time. So not great stuff there from St. Louis. I was expecting them before the season started to not do overly well, but they've been mediocre at best, so not exactly sure if the coaching change will help them, but still, really bad stuff there for the Blues. They lose their 4th straight. Then we saw the Nashville Predators win in overtime over the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers improved their point streak to 6 games, but they aren't able to get a win. Predators get a huge win there to improve to 3 games above 500 at 16-13-0. So really good stuff there for Nashville. Forsberg had a goal and an assist, and Nyquist and McCarron both also scored for the Predators in the win. And Couturier had a goal and an assist, and Sanheim also scored for the Flyers in the OT loss. So Flyers dropped to 15-10-3, not doing overly bad. They still have another point on the season, so the Flyers will continue to get points any which way they can, and they're still a top 3 team in the Metro. Meanwhile, for the Predators, they're up to 16-13-0. They're not too far back of teams like Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado for top 3 spot in the Central, and they started to put some distance between them and teams like Arizona, St. Louis, and Edmonton for the last wildcard spots in the Western Conference. So really good stuff there for Nashville. Huge win over the Philadelphia Flyers, and they almost blew a 2-0 lead as they gave up 2 goals to tie it up, but they are able to come away with a huge OT victory, so very good stuff there for Nashville. Then we saw the Edmonton Oilers play the Blackhawks. This was the first meeting between Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard, 2 really generational talents. The Bedard was able to score a fantastic game-opening goal to give the Hawks a 1-0 lead, but then the Oilers would score 4 unanswered goals and wind up taking this one 4-1 to get their winning streak to 8 games. Well, the Hawks lost again. They fall to 9-18-1, and the Oilers improved to 13-12-1, so really good stuff there for Edmonton. They cannot be stopped right now. I do wonder when their next loss is going to come. They have 5 games before the Christmas break against the Florida teams and the New York teams. I wonder if one of those guys are able to stop their winning streak, so it'll be interesting to see. For the Oilers, Gagne had a goal and an assist. McDavid and Bouchard had 2 assists, and Hyman, Drysdale, and Nugent Hopkins also scored for the Edmonton Oilers in the win. Well, like we said, Bedard was the lone goal scorer for the Blackhawks in the loss, so Bedard continues to have fantastic season. He continues to have a very, very good point total, but it is the Oilers who come away with a victory over the Chicago Blackhawks. Then the Seattle Kraken finally win a game. The Kraken were able to get a 4-0 victory over the Florida Panthers to end their 8-game losing streak and improve to 9-14-7, while the Panthers dropped to 17-9-2. So it was a very good win for them. They had a lot of firsts. Riker Evans scored his first career NHL point, and Joey Decord had his first career NHL shutout. So really good stuff there for those two. Good to see Decord get a shutout. Good to see Evans get an amazing point to help the Kraken win. Very good win there for Seattle. Not a great game there from Florida. This was a really close game, but it was the Kraken who pulled away and were able to get the shutout victory. For Seattle, Belmar and Yamamoto both had a goal and an assist. Borgen had 2 assists, and Tolvanen and Wenberg also scored. And like we said, Evans had his first NHL point, and Decord stopped all 24 shots for his first career NHL shutout. So a very fantastic game from the Seattle Kraken, who were able to stop the bleeding, get a huge win. They're now only 1 game back of double-digit wins, so that's very good stuff there for the Seattle Kraken. And the Panthers dropped to 17-9-2. They're still not too far back of Boston. They're still a little bit ahead of Toronto, so they're still doing pretty good, but not a great loss there for the Florida Panthers. Then the Vancouver Canucks were able to give up the first goal, but scored 4 unanswered to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-1 on Thursday. A very fantastic game there from the Vancouver Canucks. Boeser had his second hat-trick of the NHL season. He scored goals 2, 3, and 4 for the Vancouver Canucks that really would give them the lead and shut down the Tampa Bay Lightning's opportunities to tie this game up. So really good stuff there from Brock Boeser. Hughes had 3 assists tonight. Miller had 2 assists tonight. Kuzmenko opened the scoring for the Vancouver Canucks in this game, while Point was the lone goal scorer for Tampa Bay Lightning in the loss. So really bad stuff there for Tampa. They're now only 1 game above 500. Tampa drops to 13-12-5. While the Canucks are now only 1 game back of 20 wins. They improved to 19-9-1. So fantastic stuff there for Vancouver. They're really rolling along right now. Meanwhile, for the Tampa Bay Lightning, they're not doing overly well. They're down to 13-12-5. They could definitely need some more help to try and improve this season. So Bolts aren't doing overly well. They're just above 500, and they're hovering around a playoff mark, playing a lot more games. And the Canucks have separated themselves between the Kings, and have closed the gap between them and the Golden Knights for top spot in the Pacific and the Western Conference. So really good stuff there for Vancouver. Then we saw the Vegas Golden Knights come back from a couple of deficits. They were able to tie the game up take a late lead over the Calgary Flames. Flames would get a game-time goal extremely late with under a minute to go, and then Vegas was able to come back with the OT winner thanks to this goal here from Mark Stone. Stone was able to get the OT winner for Vegas Golden Knights, and for a second straight game, the Golden Knights have won in extra time, beating the Calgary Flames 5-4 in overtime. They're now on a 9-game point streak. They look absolutely phenomenal, and they are up to 25-5. After becoming the first team to 40 points, they become the first team in the NHL with 20 wins. This team has no sign of slowing down and has no sign of having a Stanley Cup hangover. This team looks like they are the best in the West right now. So really good stuff there from Vegas. Flames dropped to 11-14-4 and remain 3 games below 500. So not great stuff there for Calgary. For the Vegas Golden Knights, Stone had a 4-point night, 2 goals including the OT winner and 2 assists. Marchessault had 3 assists. Carlson and Stevenson both had Golden Knight assists, and Barbashev also scored for a Golden Knights in the win, while Sharon Govich scored twice. Kadri had a Golden Knight assist, and Weegar also scored for the Flames in the OT loss. So not great stuff there from Calgary, who drop a little bit. It's a huge loss for them as they drop a little bit farther below 500 and a little bit farther below playoff line. Well, for Vegas, it's a major win to improve themselves to 20 wins. They're first team to 20 wins, first team to 40 points, and they have a major lead right now for top spots in the Pacific Division. So very good stuff there for the Vegas Golden Knights. Then we saw the San Jose Sharks edge out the Winnipeg Jets 2-1. They would open the scoring, Jets would tie it up, and then they would score a late third period goal from William Eklund to give themselves a 2-1 victory. They now have a 4-game point streak, which is absolutely surprising, and the Sharks are up to 9-17-3. Meanwhile, the Winnipeg Jets dropped to 16-9-2, and they're still doing fantastic, but this wasn't a really great game there from the Winnipeg Jets. Eklund and Bailey were the 2 goal scorers for Sharks in the win, and Dillon was the lone goal scorer for Winnipeg Jets in the loss. So now great stuff there from Winnipeg as they fall and continue to get a little bit lower in the standings, but really good win there for the San Jose Sharks, who improved to 9-17-3, only 1 game back of double-digit wins, and are now on a 4-game point streak. So really good stuff there for San Jose Sharks. It's a huge win as the Jets fall a little bit lower in the standings behind the Avalanche and the Stars. So not great stuff there for the Jets. So those are all the games that happened on Tuesday. There were a lot of exciting games that happened on Tuesday. Then there were 5 games that happened on Wednesday, so we'll get to those games right now. The Pittsburgh Penguins found themselves down 3-1 early in the game to the Montreal Canadiens. They would score 2 goals, tie the game up, make it a 3-3 game, and then they were sent to extra time, where in a 12-round shootout, the Pittsburgh Penguins were able to get the shootout winner and beat the Montreal Canadiens 4-3 in a shootout. They now have back-to-back wins. They're up to 13-12-3. They're back up above 500. Fantastic stuff there for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Meanwhile, for the Montreal Canadiens, they dropped to 12-13-4. Not great stuff there for the Canadiens. They could definitely do a lot better, but definitely they're still hanging in there around the 500 mark in their season, when I thought they would be a really bad team. So really good stuff there for Montreal to be hanging in there right now. Crosby had 3-point night with 2 goals and 8 assists. Carlson had 2 assists, and Gensel also scored regulation for the Penguins, while Letang, Crosby, Eller, and the shootout winner in Harkins also scored in the shootout for the Penguins in the win. Meanwhile, for the Canadiens, Struble, Savard, Monahan were 3 goal scorers in regulation, and Suzuki, Caulfield, Monahan were 3 goal scorers in the shootout for Canadiens in the shootout loss. So not great stuff there from the Canadiens, as they really do fall a little bit here. 12-13-4 is not a bad record. They're still hovering around the 500 mark, but really good stuff there from Pittsburgh to get back up to above 500. Hopefully they can start to make some separation between them and the 500 mark in the not-too-distant future. Then we saw the New Jersey Devils beat the Boston Bruins 2-1 in overtime. Really close game. Bruins opened the scoring in the first period, but then 2 goals from the New Jersey Devils, 1 from Jack Hughes, which was the OT winner, and 1 from Dawson Mercer, will give the Devils a 2-1 OT victory. Very good win there for the Devils. They improved to 15-11-5. They've won like 4 or 5 or 5 or 6. They've been absolutely phenomenal over the last couple of games, and they've definitely looked a lot like themselves from last year. So very good stuff there for Jersey. For Boston, they dropped to 18-5-4. They're doing a little bit worse than they were last year at this point in time, but they still lead in the Atlantic Division. So getting a point there, becoming the first 40-point team in the Eastern Conference. Very good stuff there for the Boston Bruins. Like we said, Hughes and Mercer, 2 goal scorers for the Devils in the win, while Geeky was a lone goal scorer for the Bruins in the loss. So not great stuff there for the Bruins to lose in overtime, especially after leading for quite some time in this game. But still, the Devils were able to come away with a huge victory and improve themselves to 15-11-1 and are back into the mix for a playoff spot. So really good stuff there for New Jersey. Then the New York Islanders nearly blew a 2-goal lead. They were able to score a couple of late goals, including this game winner from Simone Holmstrom late in the game to give themselves a 4-3 regulation victory over the Anaheim Ducks to improve their record of 14-7-7, and they continue to look absolutely outstanding, while the Ducks dropped to 10-18-0, and this definitely a really bad drop there for the Anaheim Ducks, as they've now lost, if I'm correct, 12 of 13, so really bad stuff there from the Anaheim Ducks. For the New York Islanders, Dobson had 2 assists, and then Holmstrom, Barzal, Palmieri, and Cizikas were 4 goal scorers in the win, while Sekeric, Terry, and Henrique were 3 goal scorers for Ducks in the loss. So not great stuff there from the Ducks. They continue to fall, and that 6-game winning streak is way in the past now, while the Islanders have had a really good stretch over the past couple of games, and they are looking like a playoff team right now. I'm still not exactly sure if they will make the playoffs, but at this point in time, they definitely do look like a playoff team. So really good stuff there for the Islanders. Then we saw the Avalanche come out and absolutely destroy the Buffalo Sabres 5-1. Absolutely dominating performance, probably revenge for the time that the Sabres shut them out earlier this year. So really good stuff there for the Avalanche, improving to 18-9-2, dropping the Sabres at 12-15-3. So really good stuff there from Colorado. Rannon had 3 points with a goal and 2 assists. Nichushkin scored twice. Malinsky had a goal, his first career NHL goal, and an assist. And McKinnon had 2 assists on this date, while Wood also scored for the Avalanche in the win. Meanwhile, for the Buffalo Sabres, Benson was the lone goal scorer for the Sabres in the loss. So not great stuff there for the Sabres. This was not a great game, and the Avalanche were better from the jump, so they once again fell 3 games below 500, so not great stuff there for the Sabres. Meanwhile, really good win there for the Avalanche as they improved to 9 games above 500 and continue to lead the Central Division. And then we saw the Winnipeg Jets, after being losing to the San Jose Sharks the day prior, were able to come back from down 2-0, score 5 unanswered, and beat the LA Kings 5-2 to improve to 17-9-2. A very fantastic stuff there from the Winnipeg Jets. These 2 teams made a blockbuster deal for Dubois in the offseason, and it was the Jets who come away on top. Jets improved to 17-9-2. They leapfrogged the Stars and are still only a little bit behind the Avalanche. Kings dropped to 16-6-4, and they lose some of their ground that they have on the Canucks and the Golden Knights. So interesting stuff there. We saw Nikolai Ehlers have 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points. Velarde against his former team have a goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Both have 4-point nights. Shafley had 3-point night with 2 goals and an assist for the Jets, so very good stuff there from the Jets' top line of Shafley, Velarde, and Ehlers. Very fantastic stuff there. Meanwhile, for the LA Kings, Kopitar and Laferriere were 2 goal scorers in the loss. So not great stuff there from the LA Kings, and definitely a game they probably want to have back after blowing a 2-goal lead and giving up 5 unanswered, but definitely really good stuff there from the Winnipeg Jets. They show their resiliency, and they are still hanging in there as a top 3 team in the Central Division. So really good win there for the Winnipeg Jets. Now those are all of your game updates from the past couple of days. Definitely a lot of interesting games from over the past couple of days. I'll go over to a quick game preview for games that are going to happen later today on Thursday, and then also tomorrow on Friday. So there are 8 games that are happening today on Thursday. 2 games happen at 4 p.m. Pacific time. The Caps take on the Flyers. Flyers and Caps both looking to gain in the Metro Division standings, possibly take a spot on the 3rd spot in the Metro Division. Jackets take on Maple Leafs. Leafs looking to extend their point streak. Jackets looking to hit the double-digit win mark, so really good stuff there. Then at 4:30 Pacific time, we see the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Detroit Red Wings. Red Wings looking to keep a playoff spot, to keep where they are in the first wildcard position. Canes looking to get back into a playoff position with a win. Then we see at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Ottawa Senators take on the St. Louis Blues. Sens looking to get back up to 500. Blues are going to have their first game under their new head coach, so it's going to be interesting to see there. The Calgary Flames take on the Minnesota Wild. The Minnesota Wild are looking to get once again within 1 game of 500. The Calgary Flames look to stop this losing streak, stop the bleeding, get to within 2 games of 500, so really good stuff there. At 6 p.m. Pacific time, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers look to extend their winning streak to 9 games. Bolts looking to avoid going back down to 500 in this game, so really interesting stuff there. Chicago Blackhawks down the Seattle Kraken. Both teams looking to reach the double-digit win mark, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to be able to reach it first. And then the Florida Panthers look to gain on the Boston Bruins, taking on the Vancouver Canucks, who are looking to become the either 2nd or 3rd team, if I'm correct, to the 20 win mark. So it'll be interesting to see how those games go. And then there are 6 games on Friday. 4 p.m. Pacific time, we have the Anaheim Ducks taking on the New York Rangers. Ducks looking to avoid their 13th loss in 4 games. Rangers looking to become the first team in the Eastern Conference to hit the 20 win mark. So really good stuff there for the Rangers. Then we have at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, the Bruins taking on the Islanders. Bruins looking to stop the last sore streak over the past couple of games. Islanders looking for a huge win to improve themselves even further in the Metro Division standing. So that will be an interesting game. The Predators take on the Carolina Hurricanes. Preds looking to go themselves 4 games above 500. Hurricanes looking to once again get themselves back into a playoff spot. Then at 5 p.m. Pacific time, the Sens will possibly be looking to get back above 500, taking on the Dallas Stars, who are going to be looking to keep pace with teams like the Jets and the Avalanche in the Central Division. Then we have the San Jose Sharks looking to reach the double-digit win mark, taking on the Arizona Coyotes. We're looking to end their 4-game losing streak and improve to above 500 again at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Then at 7 p.m. Pacific time, the Buffalo Sabres will be looking to improve within 2 games of 500, take on the Golden Knights to look to extend their lead in the Pacific Division and the Western Conference standings. So it'll be interesting to see, but those are the game previews for the next couple of days. Going over to a quick look at the standings as of December 14th, 2023, we have the Boston Bruins leading the Atlantic Division with 40 points, followed by 36-point Florida and 35-point Toronto. We have 39-point New York Rangers leading the Metro, followed by 35-point NYI and 33-point Philadelphia. The two wildcard teams are currently 34-point Detroit and 31-point Washington. And then out of the playoff spot are 31-point New Jersey, 31-point Carolina, and 31-point Tampa. So there's 4 teams tied for the last wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. So really interesting stuff there. Pittsburgh's at 29 points, Montreal's at 28 points, Buffalo's at 27 points, 23 for Columbus, and 22 for Ottawa. So really interesting stuff there. If you look at the Western Conference side, the Colorado Avalanche lead the Central with 38 points, followed by 36-point Winnipeg and 35-point Dallas. The Golden Knights lead the Western Conference Pacific Division League with 45 points, followed by 39-point Vancouver and 36-point LA Kings. And then you have in the playoff spots the 32-point Predators and the 28-point Arizona Coyotes, followed by 27-point Edmonton, 27-point St. Louis, 26-point Calgary, 25-point Seattle, 24-point Minnesota, 21-point San Jose, 20-point Anaheim, and 19-point Chicago. And those are all of the teams out of the playoffs right now. And if you take all the teams and where they are at their point totals right now and this amount of games they've played as of December 13th, 2023, and you look at how they were in this exact same amount of games last year, and you see how those teams are doing, there are a couple of teams who are doing a ton better than they were last year at this point in time. There are a couple of teams who are doing a ton worse. If you look at their teams, Vancouver's up 10 points from where they were last year, same with New York Rangers. The Philadelphia Flyers are up 9 points from where they were at this point in time last year. The Capitals are up 7 points, and the Kings and Panthers are up 6 points. So all of those teams are doing much better than they were at the same point in time last year. Meanwhile, the Boston Bruins are down 5 points from where they were last year. The Calgary Flames are down 5 points from where they were last year. The Carolina Hurricanes and Pittsburgh Penguins are down 7 points from where they were last year. The Tampa Bay Lightning are down 10 points from where they were last year. Then the Seattle Kraken and the New Jersey Devils are down 12 points from where they were last year. So you can see a couple of teams who have had really good starts this year and doing a ton better than where they were at this exact same point last year. Well, you can also see a couple of teams who did really good last year and have sort of fallen off a little bit to start the season this year. So interesting stuff there. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. Which games are you most looking forward to over the next couple of days? Which games did you most like over the past couple of days? Are you surprised that the Devils were able to beat the Bruins? Are you surprised that the Blues lost and that led to a coaching change? Are you surprised that the Oilers continue to win? Are you surprised that Boeser got a hat trick? Boeser also got to a 20 goal mark. I forgot to mention that. So really good stuff there for some of these games. And are you surprised by anything in the standings? Are you surprised that there are 4 teams tied for the last wildcard spots in the Eastern Conference? Are you surprised Detroit and Philly and the Islanders are all still in the playoff spot? Are you surprised that the Oilers are now only 1 point out of the playoff spot? And are you surprised that any of these teams doing either better or worse than they were at this point in time last year? Definitely love to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this down in the comment section below. But that's all I'm going to talk about for today. Remember to like this video, and if you really like it, remember to subscribe down below. We're so close to 200 subscribers. Thank you for all of your support. I would never be able to do it without you guys, so don't forget to subscribe. I also do a blog talking about news, rumors, analysis, stuff like that, so definitely check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, and I can't wait to see you guys all for the next video. See you guys soon.